We are Two Guys Playing Zelda, and you can follow us on Twitter at Two Guys Play Zelda or email us at twoguysPlayingZelda@gmail.com.
Welcome to the Lakebed Temple in Twilight Princess. And after we got a little bit of a breather from water-based dungeons in the Wind Waker, they come roaring back with
Yes,
vengeance.
they do, and this one's just almost, it's not near as bad as the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time, but it's still pretty bad.
It's a tough one, but I think what makes it seem better is the fact that that Water Temple in Ocarina of Time was so bad.
Yeah, you have to play a song to rise and lower water levels either in this one. Like, well, we have a little bit of lowering and rising water levels, but mostly this is kind of more about, we'll have a main room, you just got to change the water direction, really.
Yeah, it's kind of like getting the water flow, honestly. And then there's also another neat little wrinkle they throw in for this dungeon is this giant staircase in one of the main rooms that we have to keep rotating
Which well, I don't love that room because I remember how bad it sucked the first time I went through it, but like, I do love that room. It's a cool room, and just like, like the grand staircase and everything and how you move. It was a really cool concept. Not fun at the time, but a cool concept.
And we just spent a lot of time in that room, that's for sure.
It's one of the more beautiful looking rooms, really, throughout this game.
Honestly, as far as dungeons, especially in a darker game like Twilight Princess, I thought this was one of the more visually appealing dungeons. Like, it really feels like you're like this well-lit, like, colorful. It's pretty cool for
This is colorful to you? It's like all blue.
Well, I mean, once you get out of this room, at least. And on a personal note, I'm a huge fan of like the Zora outfit or tunic.
I like it all, but the flippers, just like the concept of Link running around with flippers, just I don't know, like
flat.
Like other than that, it is very cool, and I do like that it allows you to swim faster. But yeah, the flippers and running, I don't know.
Plus, being able to like
about that.
Breathe underwater while wearing it, of course, which I know borrows from Ocarina of Time, but it's pretty cool that we don't have to worry about that little 5-second timer when we're underwater and things like that. So, and I just really love the blue and gold combo on the outfit, like the gold.
That is cool. It did look very cool. And one thing I didn't notice until this time playing through, actually I didn't notice until I was preparing for the video today, was when he goes underwater, he like has a mask that goes over his face that I never noticed until today.
It's almost like a ski mask. But I guess it's
I don't know, like. He can already. I don't know how that helps at all, but you would think that make it worse.
It's like he's gonna rob a bank or something.
But how does a tunic get? Well, he's already taking all the rupees he wants, robbing chests. So
good point. Good point. We've definitely seen his face in that already.
But it's like we know, like he can breathe underwater. So
but it's a neat little effect. Though.
It is. It is.
And I will say, I also like the use of the bomb arrows.
Oh yeah, that's probably one of my more favorite weapons in this game.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm not sure. Have they been in?
No, I don't remember being in any other game.
Me neither. Me neither. I thought they were very well done.
No, that's probably means they're like in 5 games.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think they're in any other game.
Yeah, I think it's well done to like bring down these stalactites, I guess, or whatever you want to call them, and also we'll use them against the mini boss here in a couple of videos. So, but that's obviously getting way ahead of ourselves.
I remember being like confused in this room. Like I don't know if Midna like gave us a hint right there. She did. I probably didn't read it.
We're not very good at reading.
But I remember being stuck in this room forever because I don't think I just didn't know. Like either I didn't know you could actually use bomb arrows the first time playing this, or I just hadn't thought about equipping them. I guess and like I just remember being in this room forever. I was like, what in the world do you do?
Well, I do think it's kind of funny. Like at least on our walkthrough, or sorry, on our video here, like. You shoot the first one, and then Midna tells you, "Oh, by the way, it looks like you can do that."
Oh, that's what it is. Yes, you shoot the first one. Yeah, thanks, Midna.
Yeah, it's like, come on, you could.
She's about as helpful as Nabby is.
I don't know. She's Nabby.
And if he would, or Fi, however you say, would just give us the probability of using bomb arrows.
99.9% chance
that the next stalactite will fall if you use a bomb arrow.
And I thought this little room here is kind of a neat little room, the way it's got like all that water down at the bottom. But honestly, we just run through this room a lot.
Yeah,
we never spend much
and that's
time
one thing I really didn't like about this game. Like if they would kind of use that room somehow, either in this dungeon or just use it outside the dungeon somewhere in the game, I thought would just been really cool. It's like a really cool stream running through and just. Really, there's nothing to it.
Plus, they show like that cinematic when you first go in there.
And I think you can get down there. So I don't know how. But I think you can get there. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I know there's nothing down there.
No, I wouldn't think so. But here's the kind of the big central room that we'll spend quite a bit of time in this dungeon that has that giant rotating staircase. And you've seen some of these handles kind of hanging down from the ceiling. That's what you'll use, obviously, to rotate the staircase to open up the various branching.
And you don't want to miss those.
Oh,
because
no.
it can definitely add to some backtracking.
We talk about
this one
things
to like turn it all the way back around and get all the way back up to the top, and yeah, it's a pain. I mean, if you do it right. You know, which obviously we're making a walkthrough, so we didn't watch the walkthrough before we did ours. But
yeah, we had a little bit of an idea what we were doing this run through.
But I think even after doing this, like just watching a walkthrough and prepping for this video, I still don't think I could do this on a Let's Play.
Heck no. I got confused just prepping for this.
Yeah. I did too. I was the one that did it. I was like, where am I going?
Yeah. Well, I do think, I love, like, how they had this big chandelier dangling in the middle of this room, too. And a little later, we'll actually get up on it.
I like the circle part of it, and like the 3 floors with the... I guess they're not balconies, but you know they have railings or whatever. I don't know, it's a really cool looking room.
You better like it, because God knows we're in here enough.
yes. Actually, we're not in here too much, because mostly it's just like hitting those or pulling those switches.
Well, I guess that's
and
true.
just switching the staircase around, and then kind of have ends on each. Like it breaks off from the main room, obviously, in like every dungeon, into like separate areas.
It just feels like we're in it all. We're in it all the time. Maybe not for a long time.
Yeah, that's true. There you go. We go back through it a lot.
We found our friend Uku. Uku, whoever she is.
What you're getting confused on is the first time you played the game, you were in there a lot. That's what you're getting confused on.
I'm sure me in this room got to know each other very well.
We're not there a lot in this video, but the first time through, I just set up shop in this place.
Might as well. It's a very scenic room to set up shop.
Yeah.
Oh man, our familiar foes there from Water Temples, those Techites, they continue to plague us.
Is it Techites or Tektites? No, you're right. Techites, you're right.
How funny would it be if that swinging staircase just nailed you?
I don't understand how it never did in the first place.
I remember watching this and just thinking, how does that not just blast you all the way back down to the bottom?
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's a, I don't know which part of our video series it is here for Lakebed, but there's a part where I jump off that chandelier and dive straight into the staircase.
It's like, do not dive in less than X number of feet.
That doesn't always make sense.
No, it does. Like, that's a broken neck.
Like how a ski mask helps him breathe underwater.
I don't understand it.
And how he runs in flippers. Have you ever tried to run flippers? Neither have I. But I just gotta imagine that it would be hard.
And I will say, I do like, there are a lot of enemies in this dungeon that we just run by. I mean, there's no reason to stop and fight a lot of these, like this Liz Alphos guys up here, things like that.
It kind of goes back to the Water Temple. Like, the Water Temple was hard, but if you remember, there weren't a lot of enemies that you had to kill.
There really weren't.
And you really didn't take a lot of hits to your health. And this is the same way in this dungeon. Like, there's just not that many enemies. If there are enemies, they're not tough. So really, it's not a dungeon where it takes a lot of your health.
No, I think the lowest your health gets in this dungeon was actually when you first walked in. You were down to like 3 hearts, and you ate that chew jelly.
Yeah.
Or drank, whatever you do with jelly.
Which is very beneficial in this game to get those different chew jellies.
Yeah.
I think there's, I don't know how, there's all kinds of colors, but they can definitely help you out.
Yeah, and it's nice that they, like, right in the entrance to this, they give you 2 or 3, like 3 or 4 you can kill. And it's a nice change from, I think, in Wind Waker, you had to, like, actually take those jellies to someone to make you a jelly.
Yes, like it's in Forbidden Haven, or Forest Haven. Forest Haven, I think, is you take those, The thing about this game, if you remember, like, you really couldn't borrow fairies in this game, though, either. It's like, you really couldn't go in, like, with a lot of health backup.
Just
going into these dungeons.
I kind of got to laugh when you do find a fairy a little later on. I know you were gun shy about just running.
Oh, heck yeah, I'm gun shy, dude. You get one before you go into the boss?
And plus, I mean, your bottle's swinging range is not very good at all. It's like, give me the net back from Link to the Past.
Remember, this is kind of off topic a little bit, but remember in Skyward Sword, Lander Mine Facility, when I tried to catch that fairy 20 times and then it ended up hitting me? I learned my lesson.
Yes, we did. But it's pretty cool, like, again, like, I love getting on these vines and not having a fatigue meter to worry about.
Yeah. But I found myself, because like I played this in Skyward Sword back to back, I found myself trying to use the Wii remote to like jump up faster on the vines.
Oh, I'm sure I would have done the exact same thing.
You know what? One thing, like, this game does have some darkness, and the visuals aren't as colorful, obviously, as darkness. But like this game, I think, looked more realistic than really any other Zelda game. And perfect example was those vines in that. Just like the vines just look so real in this game.
They do. Plus, I feel like the vines just aren't just like dark green. They feel like they have a little bit of color in them.
Yeah, they're like real vines.
Exactly. But I think that was kind of what they were going for, was to make a more realistic Zelda game here, because remember all the backlash when Wind Waker came out with cell shading.
That is true. And then everybody loved it.
Yeah, it ended up being a great game, of course. But of course, it's a Zelda game.
Yeah, they're all great.
But some more so than others.
Yeah.
But I remember all the backlash people had before they actually played it, and I think Zelda was like, okay, we need to like go full.
Full. Yeah, 180. Yeah,
and make a more realistic, darker Zelda.
I think the knock that people have on this game sometimes is that it tried to be too much like Majora's Mask, like dark.
It does.
And it just didn't accomplish that. So.
And some of the Twilight Realm got kind of annoying.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. But overall, like with this dungeon, I mean, this is like, I mean, the whole game had great dungeons. Really,
yes,
so.
yes, we mentioned that in several of our Twilight Princess walkthroughs, but it's kind of neat too. Like these earlier dungeons, like this, the woods, and the Goron Mines.
The woods.
The
forest temple.
Yeah, thank you.
The woods.
Like you don't really have to worry about turning into Wolflink at all. But you think to the later dungeons, like Arbiter Grounds, you have to turn into Wolflink, and obviously the Palace of Twilight, when you're actually in the Twilight Realm, you have to turn into Wolflink as well. And it's nicer here in these early dungeons. You don't have to do that at all, as far as I can remember.
I don't think so, because we mostly got those parts done before we even got there.
Oh, that's right, because we expelled the...
Yeah, we did those stupid tier things. Yeah, after doing those 3 tier things, if we had to be in a wolf in the 3 dungeons right after that, I don't know if I would ever finish this game.
Well, we were doing good, not talking about the tiers.
Yeah. Or the wolf parts.
Yeah. And I thought it was pretty cool going back and watching this video too. Like there along the wall, you see like I don't know if it's a crack or it's a change in the color in the wall running all the way up in that previous room. But I saw that and my first thought was, man, I want that spinner.
Yeah.
And obviously we don't have the spinner yet at this point of the game.
The spinner would have been cool going through water.
Dude, that would be awesome to skip it along the surface or something like that.
And like we already mentioned this, but one thing I did like, I mean, it's not one of my favorite dungeons, this one is, but like, I did like the whole concept of you weren't rising and lowering water levels, but instead you were changing the direction.
Yeah.
And it would like flow down these like small little, I don't know what you want to call that. Canals, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it would move those windmills. I mean, that was just more aesthetically pleasing in this game.
Plus it was cool to see like how getting some of the mills turning ends up affecting these like platforms we're standing on right now.
Yes, that's true, where you can go up and down, or block bottom and on top of them.
Yeah, so it was tied together very well.
Yes, it was. It was.
And it was much more interesting.
Second time through.
Yeah.
The first time it wasn't.
The first time through, we didn't know where the water was going.
Who designed this thing?
That's been our thought on a lot of dungeons.
Yeah.
Who designed this thing? I want to meet them and slap them.
Just sitting there laughing at us the whole time and everything.
Oh, well, while they're laughing, we're wrapping up part 1 of the Lakebed Temple.